since November, so we can officially say that we're going to the USA-Mexico match in Columbus this month. So yesterday we talked about the goalkeepers. Go back and watch that video if you haven't seen it. Today we're talking about the defense, the 4 starters and 4 reserves that are going to make up Jurgen's defense for the Mexico match. And guess what? We're lucky enough to have Chris Combs join us, who is apparently hiding inside his car during his workday.
Yeah, for the starters, no real surprises here. I mean, I think everyone kind of knows who the starting 4 are finally. I think we, kind of have a defense that we can count on. From left to right, I've got Fabian Johnson, Jeff Cameron, John Anthony Brooks, and DeAndre Yedlin. You look at Fab, he's our best left back. There's just no doubt about it. I mean, yeah, sure, he can play midfield. I think he wants to play midfield. But in the end, he's our best player at that position, and I think you got to put him where he belongs, or where he best fits anyway. He's fast, he's strong, he's strong enough defensively to back up someone like Pulisic, if maybe that's a sneak peek there. When you've got somebody like that in front of you, who's young, who's new, who's small, or at least slight, kind of, you want a better defender to back them up, and that we have that with him. When you have guys, say, like Pulisic, who can kind of take that midfield position, I think we can do a better job filling the job he likes to play at midfield than we can filling the job he plays at defense. So that definitely works to our advantage. I think that's his best position. I think he needs to play there. And if nothing else, hey, the U.S. has a long history of converting left midfielders to left backs, and it's paid off against some of our CONCACAF opponents plenty of times in the past. I mean, DeMarcus Beasley recently, but farther back, Eddie Lewis did a great job too. So why stop now, right? Cameron, I know he had a slight knock for the weekend, so I don't know what his real injury status is. I haven't seen anything more, but my only real concern with that guy is just that it took till he was almost 30 really to get a regular position. He belongs out there. I mean, he's big and he's strong, and so he can win balls in the air, and he plays ball. He's one of the for a U.S. defender, he's one of the best ball players we've had. I mean, certainly he has room for improvement, but then again, most of our team has room for improvement. So, that's it's a positive to see him that way. He definitely has good feet, and he's good at playing the ball out of the back. So that's helpful. John Brooks is simply the best defender the U.S. has ever had. I mean, period. I don't put anyone above him anymore. I often find I have a hard time kind of truly recognizing how good or bad a player's performance is while I'm like in the stands at the game and watching. I've been drinking. It's loud. It's all the reasons that you have a hard time focusing on an individual player's performance. But his performance against Paraguay in Philadelphia during the Copa America was the greatest, strongest, best performance I've ever seen from a U.S. defender, bar none. He stood out there even in a situation where, like I said, I have a hard time kind of truly evaluating players. He was incredible.
All right, pause for 1 second. He's not joking. During that match in Philadelphia, we were so oblivious to what was going on, we had no idea DeAndre Yedlin was sent off. No clue. Don't even know how we missed it, but we missed it. But what we did not miss was John Brooks and his dominant performance. Okay, go ahead.
It was like nothing could get by him. I've never seen a more dominant performance by a U.S. defender. The only, the second best, the only other one that would come close is Gooch versus Borghetti in 2005 at Dos Acero. So maybe that's shades of the past returning. I don't know. DeAndre, we all know why he's there. He makes cheetahs look slow, right? It's speed, something you can't teach. But having said that, he's truly improved defensively, and that's where I think he's coming kind of into his own. He's truly starting to fulfill the position. I mean, he was always out there to play offense, to be the guy who just bombs down the right side, but he's turning into more than that. He was actually beating guys who were trying to dribble around him and things in some of our recent games, and he's just so fast that he can make up for mistakes. So I don't know how you cannot choose him. And with someone with like someone, well, for instance, someone like Bedoya in front of him, and maybe that's more foreshadowing. He has the freedom to kind of take off and play as offensively as possible. And who from Mexico is going to keep up with him? I mean, nobody anywhere can keep up with him. He's incredibly fast. So I think he's going to win that battle no matter what. My real dream, I guess, is that Rafa Marquez tries to slide tackle him and break his leg. Misjudges the speed, gets a spike caught in the dirt, his knee slams up into his neck, and he breaks his neck and ends it all.
Jeez.
If that happens, you heard it here first. I won't apologize. But anyway, that's my pick. Those are the top 4. I think everybody knew it. It's no surprise. I don't know how you can choose anyone else.
All right, so who makes up the bench? Well, I think it starts with Matt Besler, a guy who's very versatile, can play inside or outside. You know Jurgen loves that, and you know Jurgen loves the fact that Besler was so dedicated to this team he was willing to miss the birth of his child to make a match. That's got to mean something for Jurgen, right? Michael Orozco also makes our bench. He is a versatile guy just like Matt Besler, and on top of that, he's the guy who scored that awesome goal at Azteca that gave us the win there a few years ago. He's got a special place in our hearts for that, and he makes our team. Next up, we're giving a spot to Timmy Chandler. Timmy's versatile as well. Timmy has good games and bad games, and if Timmy's having a good game, he can be very good. He's also a good attacking defender, which is something we know Jurgen really likes. And the last spot we're given to Omar Gonzalez. Now we know this means kind of a glut of central defenders, but if we took Kellen Acosta over him, that would mean maybe a glut of left backs. And so we think Jurgen's going to go this way. We think he's going to give the spot to Omar. So leave us a comment. Let us know who you want to see on this roster, or go to our Twitter. It's at USFanTV. The website is USFanTV.com. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. 10 days till Columbus.